it on?
It's going.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, no. Hey, friends, we were just talking about we were gonna do 3 episodes during this recording session. We decided to do a 4th one. Win and Lori.
Some beer.
Yeah, we weren't done yet. It's Win and Lori from Booth Bay Craft Brewery and Brett here.
Hey, folks.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hey, Brett.
Another of our episodes of stuff that just things that are important to us and to you as well. This is probably one of the most important topics that we've covered yet.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because it's
Or
probably the
most
most
asked.
requested information.
And it's a simple question, but we're going to
Yeah.
do a deep dive on the answers.
Yeah.
Where do you get our beer, and how do you get our beer?
Yeah.
So we've got a bunch of our brands set up here. Stuff that I'm sure you're familiar with. Other styles you might not be familiar with, which we'll get to in time. But basically, we package everything here at the brewery, and then much of what we package goes out with our distributor, who takes it to restaurants and finer beverage retailers statewide.
Yeah. So something that people don't think about is like the logistics. I mean, all about signing up with a distributor is a big deal in most states, but in Maine especially, because we had to choose from a bunch of great distributors in Maine. I'm not going to
That
find
was
fault
hard.
with any of them.
That was hard.
Because they all have their strengths. But we ended up choosing Pine State Beverage as our distributor, and a couple reasons why. Pine State Beverage has some roots in Booth Bay. The Canning family has a place. Oh, they have a bunch of places down here now, but the father had a home down here on McCown Point Road, I think it was. And so we just that's about as keeping it local as you can get. Pine State is all through the state of Maine, so we don't have to have multiple distributors to get to southern Maine versus northern Maine. They cover from Fort Kent to Kittery and everywhere in between. And not to mention, they're just a great family-run business.
They are.
Pine State's a big company, and they have 150, 200 employees. But
But they started
they're a Maine
small.
business, and they are rooted in Maine and love working with them. We've been with them for 5 or 6 years now. I'm losing track because it goes
Almost
by so fast.
10.
No,
I started here in 2018, and you
14.
already had them, so it was
Okay.
7 years anyway.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time for an anniversary or something.
Well, we are married to them.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I was going to say. Is once you choose a distributor, it's like marriage without the option of
Yeah.
divorce.
Yeah. It's the other ring. Yeah.
But fortunately, we have had no.
No
we didn't have a
issues.
7-year itch. I don't remember that.
That's coming. That's this summer.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, Pine State delivers all over. They also are. They actually got the contract for liquor. So what's really great is they stop at every store how do you think, a couple days a week that have liquor because it's required by the state.
Yeah.
And so that's really cool. It gets us into a lot of places. We're limited to the number of places we are in because we can only make so much beer. But they've been great in putting us in a lot of the Hannafords, but we started out in the mom and pop stores and we are still there. And we're very grateful for a lot of those smaller stores that took us in and saw the value of selling a locally made product. Pinkham's Gourmet Market right down the street is a very popular place to grab a beer when we're not open, or even when we're open, because when people come here and they're looking and maybe we don't have it, we may have set it all to the distributor and they end up getting it and we don't have it. It's kind of funny how that works. But how it works is they pick up our beer every Tuesday or Thursday and they take it to Gardner, and Gardner is not 45 minutes from here. That's their main distribution hub. And then from there, literally most of our beer doesn't sit in there more than a day or two before it gets on a truck and goes out to you guys or out to the retailers and
Cans and
or
kegs.
restaurants, cans and kegs. And not all of our beers are in cans, and all of our beers are in kegs. It depends.
And not all of our beers are distributed.
That's
Pine
right.
State either. Also,
Correct.
so there are
That's right.
there are certain beers that we may have here at the tavern.
Yep. Very good point.
That don't go to our distributors. That may just go to some local retailers, or may just stay here
Right.
at the brewery. So and we'll let you know about which ones those are as those developments unfold.
Yeah, and we have a lot of fun. Like if we're coming up with a pilot batch of oyster stout, for instance, and we don't want to, we brewed it, we want to try it in the market. We try it here in our beer garden and here, but we also share it with a lot of our local restaurants to put it on and either support our event or try it, see how people like it, see how well it goes, and before we commit to distributing it and making it on a bigger scale.
If somebody, say somebody lives in Jay or Wayne or someplace where their local shop, their local package store doesn't carry our stuff, can they order it and have their
Everybody with a liquor license in the state of Maine that can purchase alcohol from, through the state, through distributors, can order our beer through Pine State Beverage. Pine State Beverage, that's a distributor that provides the beer to.
A little footnote here.
Yeah, sorry.
Pine State Beverage, as of last year or the year before, don't quote me on that, it's been a year or two, there is a minimum of so much per order in order for them to distribute to that store or restaurant.
Yeah, that was a couple of years ago, and it's a struggle for them too, because you have to realize that Maine's a big state with
Fuel
a
charges.
long way between accounts. And
So if you're gonna order a lot.
or just realize
Check
our
out
beer
the
is keeps really well, and so if there's a minimum, I don't think it's a lot. I think it's $300, which is a lot for some small accounts. I get that,
Right.
but if you can order $300 worth of our beer, it'll last plenty long enough. I mean, our beer's
Or
pretty
it'll
quickly.
get drank really quick.
Yeah, yeah, and then you just time your orders so you can get it from them. Realize that they work as a small family business too, even though they seem big. They're up against the same issues we all are.
One of the most frequently asked questions I get at the tavern and in the beer garden is for guys who have kegerators. People have keg. Can I get a keg? And how do you do? And like personal keg, kegs for regular people.
Yeah, so that's something we struggled with for a long time. We don't sell kegs directly to consumers. There's a couple of reasons why. One, all of our kegs are kind of committed to Pine State. We really do rely on them to move our kegs products, and we are obligated to make sure they get everything we make.
So you have to.
One keg.
So you and Pine State get together on how many kegs we have. Is that-
Well, yeah,
That's called
and
cooperage.
it is. It's every keg costs us. We only have so many kegs, and I say we only have so many. I think we have like 1,500 kegs. But
And we always seem to be.
Some
And we always seem to be
disappear.
out.
always somebody out because people have got them on draft, people haven't got them picked up, or they're seasonal and they sit there, or we have them here and we fill them up with another style. So I mean, it's a struggle.
So you can. So somebody could go if they wanted. They could go through Pine State and go to like one of the bigger beverages.
So definitely they can go to like let's just use an example like Bootleggers or
Bootleggers.
Damon's Beverage. You can go in and order kegs from them of many different breweries. And you could probably order one of our kegs there.
That's probably
and
the
then
way to do it,
That's
right?
the way to do it. And then when you're empty, just do us a favor. When you empty the keg, don't turn it into a lamp. Bring it back, get your $30 back,
Yeah.
and buy another keg of our beer. And that keg comes back to us, and we can refill it and make
Should
sure
we
somebody
talk,
else is drinking.
talk
beer.
about $30? I mean, where
Yeah.
did $30 come from? Because it doesn't cost us $30.
I just pull it up. So the kegs are about
It was still
$100
$30 in high school when we all had
I know.
to
Right?
spring
I know.
up a keg
It's
to buy.
never
I know.
changed.
Exactly. That was a half barrel, like you throw it in the trash can, and you're out, by the Bonnie Lots down here. In
Yeah,
Keep
that's
it
like a third the cost.
Gotta
I
keep it-
wasn't there. That wasn't me. I
it
just
pumped up.
heard about it.
Yeah, right.
So, keg parties. Come on. That was so juvenile.
It was so 87.
Yeah. So, so the kegs cost us close to $100 a piece, but the industry standard is a $30 deposit. So if you think about it, I mean, somebody literally can buy the keg of beer and pay the $30 deposit on it, and then turn it into a lamp, and we're out. The keg. So we have to get turns on our kegs to hopefully at least get even with it. So it is a struggle. All breweries have. It's not just us. It's the industry. And so think about that when you're buying a keg and you're out having your keg party in your local gravel pit, and just remember that keg is worth a lot more to the brewery than it is to you. Get the $30 back and go put $30 towards more great beer.
Be a great consumer.
Riley, how are we doing on time? I have another question, but I can save it for another episode. If
Ask it.
We got to ask it. Talk about cans versus bottles. As long as we're talking about beer that's packaged.
Oh, God, yeah,
Because
yeah.
I've had guests at the brewery who crinkle their nose up at cans of beer, and it's not like that anymore.
It is not like that, and it is so a thing that in the old days, and frankly, back when light beer, like not to name some of the bigger ones,
Macro
but
breweries.
yeah, the bigger beers, drinking out of the long neck, Didn't matter what the aroma was on that beer because there probably wasn't one. But you drink it out of a long neck, and it's culture. It's a lot of the stuff to have in a glass. But let's think about it as far as the quality of the beer in a bottle or in a can versus a bottle is better in a can. It's far easier to get the beer into a can and seal it with less oxygen in it than it is a bottle.
And no light, right?
No light. Light is the
light's a
number
thing.
one. Yeah,
Light
light's
and
number
oxygen.
one enemy to, well, number two enemy. There's two enemies. Oxygen. So oxygen touching your beer will oxidize it and will make it go stale. And then the other one is light, and light will affect the hop compounds in your beer, especially a lot of the hoppy beers we're making now, and it will skunk your beer. It'll turn it to skunk in a matter of 10 minutes. So you will see a lot of the craft beers aren't going in bottles anymore. One, they weigh a ton. I mean, literally a pallet weighs a ton of glass, and a pallet of cans weighs like 100 pounds. And shipping's way better. It's better for our environment. They're 100% recyclable. The energy going into cans is way less than glass. And forget plastic. We wanna.
So no more tin.
No.
No,
Yeah.
no more tin.
Yeah. So, and it does not affect the flavor of the beer. It really doesn't. I mean, a lot of people say that pour it out into a glass. If you're really, I mean, if you're a purist like us, right? We always pour. I always pour my beer in a glass because I want to see it.
We're
I
not
wanna smell it.
We're not savages.
No, right, and it's far better. So craft beer, especially. I mean, if it's a light beer, then whatever. But I really do think that the education in craft beer or in beer in general has gotten a lot better. But a lot of people still have that, that thing about cans.
And they're great
That's
to
fine.
travel around in. We're
They'll get it.
so adventurous. We go
Yeah.
out boating.
They cool down quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's good
So
for it.
you can't break them.
Yeah, right.
Bottles you can break.
Yep.
These you cannot.
Yep, and they're way lighter. You can, recycling's 100%. Glass is like probably
Yep.
10%. And
Pop the top.
yep.
And that's
So-
how you get our beer.
Yeah, and that's how you get it.
So yeah,
If
no.
you get any questions, just reach out to us. Like send us go on our website or whatever.
Email. Do we have? Is there?
There's a contact form.
Okay, yeah. Go online, shoot us a note if you have questions and stuff like that.
So we used to have a beer finder on our website. It was like a map it thing, and we used to try to keep it up to date. The problem is there's so many people that have bought our beer and still buy our beer, but they don't always have it, or they don't always have the style you're looking for. So literally anybody in the state that has a liquor license can get our beer if they deal with Pine State, and just ask them, and they'll bring it in. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And thank you for your support.
Yeah.
As always, yeah. Cheers, you guys. Another episode coming soon. Watch for it.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.